live. Sorry for the delay. Had some technical issues with the app. Fine now. Hope everyone is having a great week, or that everyone's going to start a great week. My name is Patrick. I am the community manager for Gate.io. Hi, luckily Lolo. Hope you're doing well. I'm the community manager, so I take care of all the news, the bad news, the in-between news for Gate.io, which have been plentiful in the past, but are starting to slow down time. Not super, not at this moment. We have some really cool projects which are listing, but no tremendously crazy events happening at the moment. One really cool event which is happening at the moment, which I forgot about, which is Halloween. Halloween is obviously past. Hope everyone had a great Halloween, but there's still a really cool contest which has one more day before the submissions. You can submit your crypto horror story, your horror story related to crypto. So not that you are one time spooked by hearing noise or someone with a mask appeared in your doorway. Nothing like that. It's related to crypto. So your private keys, if your the exchange you had deposited your tokens, kept your coins for half a year, perhaps you deposited to the wrong address. It all happens to us, right? It's happened to everyone. If you spend enough time in the crypto space, you're going to make a mistake at some point. So the good thing is, in 2020, most of the times the error can be restored. However, if you lose your private key, that's pretty much it. So we would love to hear your stories. You can submit them online. It's on Twitter. It's the pinned tweet, which redirects to the article on Gate.io, as well as the place where you can submit the form and tell your story. So do that. Go over there and submit your story. If you haven't done already, you can win a first prize of $100 worth of GT, USDT worth of GT, a second prize of 50 USDT, and a third one of 25 USDT. It's pretty low effort, you know, and I'm sure you have. That's what I wanted to start off with. Second off, let me just grab what we're going to talk about at this moment in time. One sec. So, where is it? There we go. Yeah, so Bitcoin is not doing anything crazy at the moment. Last week it reached up, you know, it got up to 13.8K. A lot of analysts and traders were indicating resistance levels more or less above the 8K level. So that means, you know, they were expecting it to go a little bit above or a little bit below. They're still bullish, really bullish long term, but that was definitely a turning point as Bitcoin then subsequently, I wouldn't say crashed, but dove down to 13.2. Then now it's going a little bit sideways again. Let's just have a look what's happening at the moment. It's not very tough. It's not very Wild West this Monday, and last week, you know, not a lot of stuff was happening. Before that, see, it's at 13.466. There's some analysts and, you know, guys from the financial trading background who are indicating BTC's decoupling from the financial markets, you know, stocks and regular financial markets are, you know, closely tied to European and American events of COVID. So in Europe, we're going to experience lockdown. Hi, Hank. That second lockdown is going to have severe effects on the economy, because they're expecting in parts of Europe 50% of businesses to go bankrupt. You know, people are going to be unemployed, people are going to be spending less, and stocks will subsequently suffer. KLM, which is the Dutch aviation airline, they need support from the state to stay alive. So there are many of these stories coming out every day, and you know, they're a very clear signal that the economy is not stable at the moment, and it's definitely not going to stabilize. We're heading into winter. New lockdown rules are going to be imposed from smart, intelligent lockdowns, so-called intelligent lockdowns, to strict lockdowns. Over here in Greece, everything's going to close as of Tuesday, and it's going to be tumultuous times for the stock markets, and BTC will see some action too. Until now, it hasn't proven to be a safe haven asset yet. It might do so in the future as a store of value and as a deflationary asset. Due to its technological features, it's still a great investment. In my opinion, that's why I'm gonna I'll be holding for a long time after this period. I don't intend on selling anytime soon. But yeah, there will definitely be some price action. If you're a trader, we have a really great pro trading section where you can head over and you can adjust the parameters as you want. You can make them, you can unleash all your analytical models as you please. I have no idea how they will. Not a trader. I'm not interested because I have no skills as a trader. I take much more a long-term perspective, get in at some point and get out much later. That doesn't sound very advanced. Obviously, I do some reading and I do analysis, on what I think the market's going to do, what some projects are going to do, but I'm definitely not a trader. If you are a trader, though, head over to Gate.io and you can select. If you go over to you hover over the trade button, you can select either basic or standard, I believe it says, or professional. And professional gives you much more trading options, which is cool if you know what you're doing in regards to margin trades, ETFs, or 3x long, 3x short of all kinds of tokens, and of course perpetual contracts, which allow you to do. Now, if you want to do 100x leverage, obviously be aware. It doesn't matter actually with any kind of leverage, with or without leverage, markets are risky and you should always trade with caution. Realize that if trading as a profession is volatile, then trading on margin, leverage on crypto is super volatile. Because markets move at random moments in time. However, bullish plan B is, and the stock to flow charts are for the future. Markets can dip 20-30% in one day, and that's normal. That's normal in crypto. So keep that in mind when you're doing what you're doing. We go over to the website over here of Gate.io. There's been some new staking products which have been released, which are not. Let me see. But they're a great way to generate some passive income, if that's what you're interested in. Why not? I don't think there's any bank at this who gives you a higher interest rate or higher than 0.5%, except obviously some crypto banks and some crypto products or some really cool staking, which you can do at Nexo. But besides that, any traditional bank, I know for a fact that all the Dutch banks, they charge above 100K or above 100K, they actually charge you to keep that money there. So let's say you have Bon Appetit. No, thank you very much. If you head over to lending and mining on Gate.io and then to HODL&Earn, you can check what is underway. So the projects which are coming and the projects which are currently available. So you have some really cool volatile, and I say volatile because these are DeFi projects, really cool high percentage rates, 98% per annum. So that it translates to, let's see, a daily interest rate for GGN finance of 0.272. Obviously, it's a DeFi project. I believe they have been audited and they work together with Scramble Network, but the GGN lock up and earn, if you have to lock that up, you're going to lock it up for 28 days. You can't touch it. But you can, if you are bullish on it, if you're bullish and you've done your research and you have a lot of reason to believe that their token will appreciate in value, and that they're having some great partnerships and they got some great working products, go check that out, because not only will your the token which you've accumulated accrue in value, you'll also get a really great 100% unheard of in the industry. Actually, okay, obviously it's done a lot in crypto, but the staking percentages are more around 10-20%. There is more risk incurred with this GGN DeFi project, but have a look. If you're looking for a more stable way of generating a staking return, you can go for our USDG, which is Gate.io's very own stablecoin. Lock it up for 7 days, get a 10% annual return. And if I click on it and have a look, you can get up to, you can stake up by $500,000 in USDG. So who knows? You might be a whale, you might not be a whale, you might be a dolphin with 50K assets on Gate.io. Why not let it generate a staking return for you? Let's see. And we also have EOS. These are not lockup tokens, lockup projects. These are just projects, TRX and EOS, where you can deposit the funds, TRX or EOS, and get a staking return and then withdraw whenever you please. So if you see the market's volatile, you're like, whoa, better get out of here, go to make some trades, or I go swap it for whatever, you can do that very easily. The two projects I mentioned before for USDG, our own stablecoin, and GDN DeFi are going to be locked up. That's something you need to be aware of, but don't worry, that's something the system reminds you of. You have to confirm, like, yo, you're gonna lock this up, please pay attention. There's some other really cool projects, Zero Cash, Tezos, VeChain. There's loads to choose from at the moment. Obviously, staking is hot at the moment. And for the more old school peeps who want to stake their ETH up to 500 ETH and up to 5 BTC, Bitcoin, there's events coming soon within a few days. Head over to our lending and mining section and you can read all about it and judge for yourself. Now let's say here what this is. BTC we've discussed already, and this is for the live stream. So no, I do not want this one. I want this one. So I've talked to you about the Halloween event, which you can still subscribe to until tomorrow. And then we're really going to make a selection. We've had some great submissions, and I've taken a look at them. I've already have in mind together with the team, and we're going to check out who are potential winners for the first, second, and third prize. But feel free to to share your story. We've just discussed the HODL&Earn section on Gate, which is being expanded with EOS&TRX&ATOM. We have a grid daily trading competition, which was based on a team effort, but due to popular demand or complaint, should I say, the users indicated they would like to change it to an individual trading competition, as the rules were too complicated for the team. So we've changed that. Can I share details about the pro trade screen? Sure. I said, like, I'm not a trader myself, but if you head over to trading, I'll do it as we speak. So obviously you go over to Gate.io. You click on trade, you hover over trading, and then you have two options. One is standard and one is professional. Obviously, if I want to make a trade because I want to accumulate something, I want to buy something, to take it off Gate.io and put it in my own wallet, or to leave it on Gate.io because I want to stake some products, stake some token that I have, I'll go for the standard version. However, obviously, if you're a professional and you want to apply all kinds of analytical models, a different URL opens TradePro/BTC_USDT, and you see the order book. Obviously, you see the order book with the basic screen too, but you can markets, the coin, news about the coin, data, data about 24-hour, the opening price, the closing price, averages, and above, if you head to the top, you can do the global depth. So it takes the price of all the indexes, or you can select the index of a specific exchange. So at the moment, you can select Gate, Huobi, and OKEX. So you have a lot of parameters you can fine tune, you can tweak, and things that go way beyond my technical knowledge. You can go for the RSI. I don't even know what the abbreviation is, but that's okay because I'm not. The daily average, daily movement averages. You can apply models. You can do all kinds of stuff. I hope that somewhat clears it up on how you can get there or what the advantages are. But definitely check that out because we obviously have a proven 100% verifiable volume, so there's no wash trading, no spoofing on our account, on our exchange, and that's been proven by independent third parties as well. So generally, it's a great place for traders to hang around and do their thing. There's a chat room, which I'll join later on to see what the action is. So back to what we were talking about. There's the daily competition, which has changed from a team effort to an individual effort. There's an AMA announcement of Hyve. Did that on Thursday last week, which was great. Marie talked to Tudor Stumpf, which is the CEO of Hyve, which is a really cool, interesting, decentralized alternative to platforms such as Upwork and other, gig economy platforms. That's already taken place, but if you head over to our playback videos, you can check that out. Important announcement in regards to the Bitcoin Cash hard fork. So in this protocol upgrade, the rule that 8% of the block reward will go to the developers, that's a little bit controversial. So it's still supported by Bitcoin Cash ABC clients, opposed to by Bitcoin Cash node clients. After the upgrade, Bitcoin Cash might split into two chains. Whatever is going to happen, we will support the Bitcoin Cash hard fork, and we'll take a snapshot of users for the possible fork tokens. It's not clear yet. There's a link in the announcement where you can head over and click on the announcement to find out what the details are, what the pros and cons are, who's for and against, and what the possible result is. There's new rules regarding the ETF rebalancing, which I'm not going to dig into at the moment. Filestar has been listed, which is a fork of Filecoin. It's a Web 3.0 decentralized storage, verifiable computation, and measurable bandwidth infrastructure. That's a whole mouthful, but check that out. Really cool, interesting project by Andre Cronje, if that's how you pronounce his name. I'm not entirely sure. But he, got some slack recently for the EMN unaudited project, which is obviously you should only have taken part in if you had done the due diligence yourself. Yearn Finance was hugely successful, so people invested a lot of money and subsequently lost when they invested in EMN because it got flash loan attacked, I believe. Keeper is a new thing he's built, and it's just been listed on Gate. A decentralized Keeper network for projects that need external DevOps and for external teams to find Keeper jobs. A Keeper is the term used to refer to an external person or a team that use a job. This can be as simplistic as calling a transaction or as complex as requiring extensive off-chain logic. So it's super techy and super DeFi. If you understand what that's about, check it out, invest in it. If you have their website, you can, I believe, stake these tokens, and there's also a governance sections, but it goes way beyond what I understand of this, what's just been created. All I know is you can connect it to MetaMask and, what I just read out to you. There's a listing vote for Ensure. How about we go check out what the status is of this listing vote right now? So we go to Gate. If you want to check out the listing votes, you head over to More, then you click on Voting Activities, and there's an ongoing vote for Ensure, and they have way over the 10 million votes. They have 35 million votes, so they're going to be listed. They work like an insurance company. I think it's kind of the same like Nexus. What is it? Not Nexus. What is the name? NXM. Let me just check that out. These are things yeah, there you go. Saying on the spot, and there's no rush, so we can mutual. They also offer insurance on DeFi, and Ensure.network is the same. It's governed by Ensure stakers taking a risk from an individual, spreading that risk. You can get to insure yourself against DeFi, as it is definitely not free of hazard. Harvest Finance also got flash loan attacked, I believe, last week, and 15 million was lost. So it still is a wild, wild west, but as you can see, there's only a few things going on at Gate.io at the moment, and yeah, who knows? This is 2020, so some crazy events might be happening as we speak or take place around the corner. For now, BTC is at, let me see, 13.5. Alts seem to be, following BTC, but not really taking off, obviously, because BTC is of much higher interest. But perhaps what's interesting for you to research as a crypto tip, alts, do people consider that volatile? Generally, it is volatile, obviously. BTC, it has first mover advantage, is the king, is here to stay. A lot of financial companies or companies with a traditional background are allocating their cash into BTC because they are understanding the mechanism behind it and see it as a great hedge against a falling dollar and an inflationary environment. Nonetheless, retailers and whales are the ones who made the market in 2017 and caused for big parabolic pumps. So if you keep that in mind, keep in mind that the next time the parabolic move will take place, whether that's in 2021, 2, 4, or 5, whenever that is, it will be due to general interest of retailers and whales influencing the markets. That's just important to keep in mind, to not fall into the BTC is king narrative and all the other stuff is dead, for the same reason that you would never fall into the BTC is dead narrative, as BTC has died over 100 times, according to lots of mainstream media and Forbes and Bloomberg and whatnot, calling the death of BTC. For now, BTC has proven to be a great asset. No one runs it. It's decentralized. It's become part of a huge ecosystem, and BTC doesn't really care what you think of it. It just does its thing to incentivize you to either buy it or not buy it. But if you understand it, there are plenty of reasons to do so and to buy it. All right, that's enough blabber from me this week. I hope everyone has a great week, and reach out to me in my DMs at Patrick Velleman or via support on the website or Telegram, or any way you can find me to give me your feedback or ideas, or if you need some help. I'm here for you, and I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye, everyone.